Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Nicholas Sadowski. I'm your host for today. We have a fantastic episode, two amazing guests, and a great game. So let's get started. This is episode 6, and I'm very excited. We're now halfway through season 6 here. We have had 5 episodes. All have been great, and we have 4 episodes left after this. And so I'm very excited and a little sad that we're more than halfway through, but it's been amazing, and I want to thank everyone so much for watching. If you have kept through us this whole journey, I'd also like to mention that we have a brand new staff member, my productions assistant, Owen Sadowski, who's my brother, has actually helped me with some lighting situations and different things. So big thank you to him for helping me manage all of this. We're going to get started with today's episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, from Cohoes, New York, please welcome Julia Thompson.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. So you're one of the only guests that I've ever had on that actually has gone to college and has done stuff. So what's the difference in your opinion from high school in the transition to like college?
The major thing is definitely you have a lot more independence. Just living on your own. I live in a dorm, very more independent, and also the workload is a lot. There's a lot more work.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, do you have so in terms of freedom, what type of freedoms do you have that you didn't have in high school?
The major thing was just making my own schedule around softball and school, a lot of
Right.
time management, and also not just having to ask anyone if I could go out to eat or do anything like that. I have my own car on campus, so it was just easy for me to do anything. I can go to a friend's house, off campus apartments, things like that.
Nice.
Mm.
Do you often do that, or do you tend to stay in the dorm and work on just general schoolwork, or do you tend to like go out a lot?
It depends on the day. It depends on what kind of week I'm having with school, if I have a lot of things due that week or anything. But normally I would go to off campus apartments if I do have the time. And also, there's a softball house that's off campus. So I would go and hang out with just teammates there as well.
So what's a softball house?
So it's just a house that they rent throughout the school year. Some of the girls on my team, there's 6 ladies that live there, and they have a realtor and things like that just to rent. Mhm.
Now, on the topic of softball, you play softball in college. You also, I watched you play a game actually.
Oh,
I
good.
think I don't know if you're in college yet, but definitely in high school. Now, I've also watched high school games, and we just talked about the difference between workload of the two differences. What's the difference in high school softball versus college level softball?
Definitely the competition is a lot better in college, just because a lot of the girls that I have known have went to different high schools and they were like one of the best on the team. In high school, I was one of those people. I was probably one of a couple people that were the best, but now you're playing with people that were also the best. So there's a lot more competition, even when you're playing against people and within your own team. You have to work a lot harder to get your spot.
Hmm. What position are you?
Pitcher.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice.
Yes.
Now, asking a pitcher, because I've had a number of people come on to talk about softball, and I still don't understand this.
Mhm.
How do you have control when you're whipping the ball around like this? How do you do that?
Just your mechanics, honestly. You have to have really good mechanics. Grip strength as well, what type of grip you have. Every pitcher is different, but and also the release point is one of the biggest things to get control. If I'm high, that means I'm releasing too late. If I'm too low, then I'm too early. You have to get it like just right at the hip.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And how long did that take you to get used to doing that?
I started pitching when I was 7, 8. To get really good control that I have now, I probably didn't get that until I was in like middle school.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And have you been playing softball like consistently
Yeah.
throughout middle school and high? Okay,
Yep.
nice. Have you had any recent like championships or major games in the recent?
Not recently. We did not make it to the MAC tournament. That's the conference that I play in.
Okay.
Normally COVID, it was a crazy year. So a lot of things happened, but we did not make it to the MAC tournament. But normally that would be the biggest thing. And then whoever wins the MAC tournament will go to the NCAA Women's College World Series and play the first round and things like that.
Huh.
Mhm.
Now, are you in close relations with any schools that have gone into that?
Yes, actually, a team that I played against this year, Manhattan College, they went to the NCAA tournament this year, and we played against them.
Nice.
Mhm.
So I actually misspoke at the beginning of this. I said you were Cohoes. But you go to Niagara University
Yes. Mhm.
in Niagara Falls?
Yep.
Yeah. So I should say Julia Thompson from Niagara Falls.
Mhm.
What's it like living in Niagara Falls? Because like it's a huge, I would imagine, like a lot of tourist places, it's a
Yeah.
lot stranger than living in a place that's not a big tourist destination.
Mhm.
So like what's the environment like in a place where it's famous for Niagara Falls?
Yeah, so the campus it's very secluded, so you're not around like any big towns or anything. But Niagara Falls is only about 5 to 10 minutes away. So going there, I go there all the time just to walk around. There, it is a very big tourist attraction, so there is
Right.
always a lot of people.
Right.
Um, I would, I honestly don't know what to compare it to, but there is just like any other place, I'm sure there's like a strip of like all these restaurants, things like that. I don't normally go into Buffalo a lot, but that's only about 25, 30 minutes away, and that's where like a lot of things are that are
Yes.
different. But
Right.
mhm.
Now, concerning your schedule, you said that one freedom that you had is you can build your schedule around
Mhm.
softball and other things. So what kind of classes are you taking? What are you interested in doing?
So I'm a biology major. I'm interested in either becoming a physician assistant or a physical therapist, kind of going back and forth between the two.
Oh, nice.
Um, but so normally Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are my busiest days because those are the classes where it's all like micro chemistry, like things like that. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays are normally classes that I'll put aside for like prereqs,
Hmm.
just because Niagara is a private school. So I do have to take religion classes and philosophies. So I normally put those classes for Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then after I'll either have lift in the early morning at 6 a.m. and then I'll have practice later at night and I'll just eat around those times that I have off. Or if I do have a lot of time, then I'll go off maybe in my room study and then either go to off-campus apartments or things like that.
And do you have a roommate?
Yes, I did have a roommate these past 2 years. I'm going into my junior year, but this coming year I'm going into a single.
Oh, interesting. Well,
Mhm.
what's it like? So I cannot be in the same room as my brother. It's just never, I'm never going to go to sleep. I'm not going to get any work done.
Mhm.
How do you manage focusing when you have someone else in the room with you, like a lot of the time?
Mhm. So I've had two different roommates. It actually worked out really well because they were both the same major as me.
Oh,
So yeah, and I we purposely did that just because we would have the same schedule and same time management. It's really hard when you're, for example, like a biology major and your roommate isn't that, just like the time management and things like that. So I actually liked it. I loved my roommate. She was very nice. We did the same things. We got along. It was great. I was very lucky with the roommates that I got.
was it your choice to go and to have no roommates next year, or was it just happened out that way?
Yeah, yeah, it was my choice. We all decided now that we're older, we all want to get a single. So
Hmm. So regarding biology, what were you interested in it like intro to like minor biology in middle school, and were you also interested in high school with it, or is it something like you just liked it in high school and you want to?
yeah, so in high school, I was really only interested in either math and science. Social studies really wasn't my favorite, things like that. And so then my senior year, I took an AP biology class and I really liked that. And it was easy. I just took it to make it easier for me to transfer into college. And I actually knew a lot because of
Hmm.
that class. So,
Do you, oh, you took an AP. So were you able to get your college credits from
yes.
that course? Oh, nice.
Mhm.
How many credits did you get?
Three, I believe. Yeah.
How many do you have to graduate?
Um, Graduate college?
Or like what's the like going to the next level of college?
Oh, okay. So you don't necessarily have to have credits transferring over to college. It's is smart to do that just because you'd get done a lot faster and you wouldn't have as much courses to take. But I do know girls that have no credits going in. But it honestly just depends on what you take in high school as well.
Hmm.
Mm.
And so you said either math or a science.
Yeah.
Did you
Mhm.
also take math?
Yeah, so I took a calculus course in the beginning and then I took a statistics class, but I'm kind of branching off that, just taking what I needed to take, and now I'm really getting into the science part.
What about science like interests you? Is like the entire branch of biology, or is there a very specific section of biology?
Probably like the human body is the most interesting to me. I'm not really interested in the whole environmental side of biology, but yeah, I would say the human body more.
Your family, well, my family too, technically,
Mhm.
like is just full of like nurses and people
Yep.
who like study biology. So you're following the family legacy.
Yes, yes.
Um, have you like talked to your relatives about like what it's like to work in like this sort of medical field, or something to do with biology, or have you just sort of been experimenting in college?
Yeah, I talk to my mom a lot. She knows a lot of people just from working in different hospitals for a long time. So she tells me like what it's like and what I would go through.
Yeah, Sarah definitely would know a lot. Hannah would
Mhm.
too. I talked to Hannah actually here before.
Okay.
Yeah, you've definitely got good company in your
Yes.
family.
Yeah. Mhm.
Have you been interested in taking any internships, or have you just been more focused on college and then I focus on the job later?
Yeah. So to go into the physician assistant program, you need to have a certain amount of patient care hours, which I have not done yet. But over the summers next year and probably winter break when I come back, I'm gonna try to become a PCA, a patient care associate,
Nice.
just to get those hours up.
How many hours did you have to have?
500.
Oh my God. That's a
Yeah,
lot more than I thought.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Some schools are different. Normally the trend that I've seen is if they want a higher GPA, there's a less amount of hours. But if they have like a lower GPA to get accepted, then they have more hours. The most hours I've seen is 1,000.
Good. 1,000 hours.
Yeah, that's the most I've seen.
How many hours are there in a summer?
I don't know. I think it's definitely going to take me a while. I'm kind of behind, so I don't expect to get accepted into a physician assistant school right off the bat. So
Hmm. Do you have any like specific schools that you want to do that in, or do they give you like a list of things? Like, how does that work?
not I know Marist has a really good physician assistant program, and they're actually in my conference. So I've played them and I've been to their school before, and it's very nice. It is very hard to get into though. Another college that is near the Buffalo area actually is Damon
Okay.
College, and one of my old coaches that coached at Niagara, he is the head of the PA department. So I definitely have connections to get into it, but we have to see.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So, just relating to your choice of colleges, I have to go look at colleges at the end of this school year since I'm
Mhm.
going to be a junior.
Yeah, Emma is as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to have to go and look at different things. So, as someone who's looking for advice in this,
Mhm.
how did you search for these things? What were you looking for?
Definitely look for what you're very interested in and see the programs that they have. Also, if you can, I would look at classes and see how specific they get. At Niagara, it's very broad in the science department. There's like
Hmm.
biochem, biology, but there is also programs that I could have gone into, physician assistant programs, so it would make it easier. So definitely look for those, like whatever you're interested in. And also visit the campus no matter what. And you'll definitely get the feeling that this is the campus for you. When I visited Niagara, I just knew that this was it. It was so comfortable. I wasn't nervous at all visiting. It's definitely, that's one of the biggest things.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm not the prospect of growing up is not something that I welcome very warmly.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say that one, it just happens, so I can't get around it.
Mhm.
But two, there are a lot of things that happen because of it that are good. So what about college is something that you really, really like as opposed to things that you've had in the past?
Definitely just being on a team. Like I kind of just walked into college with having 25 best friends. So that was nice. Also just like the whole independence of it all. I that comes very easily to me. So that was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like well, you lived in New York before, so you didn't go out of state. But you said
Right.
it was a private college. So I know that state colleges, at least in Massachusetts, if you live in Massachusetts, you get a discount to
Yep.
go to Massachusetts college. So in New York, do you get that same sort of thing or
I think I do. I just don't think it's the same thing just because I didn't go out of state. I think I do get a certain amount of like aid per se. But
do you often so because of your independence, as you said, are you able to go back home a lot and meet with your family a lot?
um not really just because I'm so busy with softball. I have softball like sometimes 7 days a week,
Oh,
mostly 6 days a week. So I don't really have the time to just go home on weekends. But I do stay home for the whole winter break. Other sports don't, like basketball. They can only stay for about a couple, like a week or two for the holidays, and they go back. Um, so no, not normally, but I do for like vacations and things like that.
that's great. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been living with other people that I've
Mhm.
like that are my family for 16 years almost. And I don't know how I would be able to do not being with them anymore for a
Mhm.
while. Was
Yeah,
that so? My last question is that something that you had to get used to, not being with your family and your sisters?
yeah. For about like 3 days, it was upsetting. Just like the feeling of just like you're alone, you're finally getting this milestone out of the way. But you just have to like remind yourself that a lot of other people are going through the same thing. And like I've seen it all over campus, like even if you're not an athlete, like you're gonna find friends. There's
Right.
always people that you'll find.
Well,
Yeah, so
it's
the biggest thing is just to stick through it, get through the
yes.
hard part, and then after that, you'll be perfectly fine and you'll love it.
I'm hoping. It sounds like you're having a great time.
Mhm.
And it seems like you're doing great at softball from what I've seen of posts and things.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, and interviews are too short, but our time has elapsed.
Okay.
But I want to thank you so much for finding the time to come on and talk. You've made my thoughts about college much simpler and
Oh
easier.
yeah, don't be nervous. You'll love it.
But Julia, thank you so much for coming
You're
on. It was a
welcome.
pleasure. But yeah, so thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. All right, so that's my interview with Julia Thompson. She's a fantastic softball player. I've watched her play; it was fantastic. But we are on to our next guest. We're filming this episode in two different sections. So I'm filming Julia's today, and Ben Gaynor's is sometime in the future. I actually don't know exactly when, but I'm going to lead into the next guest so that it makes sense in terms of editing. So thank you guys for watching Julia, and now we're going to move on to my second guest today. I already mentioned his name, but he's a fantastic artist. He reviews movies. He's very good at doing that. He's a very nice person. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Daybreak, Benjamin Gaynor.
Hello.
Hello, Ben.
It's good to see you.
For those who don't know, we just talked like 2 minutes before this. All right. So it's always weird doing this because like they'll log on and I'm like, okay, turn it back off, and I have to act like I've never seen you for a while.
Yeah.
But I really haven't. You came on in season 2. We discussed the washers and your art, and I posted a bunch of your art stuff because it's really good.
Yeah. Thank you.
So speaking of your art, has there been any new developments with it? Have you gone to any more styles? I know you were into like a huge I forget the Ghibli Studios. I know you were
Yeah,
like
yeah, Studio Ghibli. Yeah. Yeah. So this year I decided to take two art classes. One that was 10-week fully remote intensive run by an art school called Art Center School of Design. and I did a 10-week creature design intensive with them, and I learned a lot about concept art and posing and kind of the overall like structure of like how would you design like a creature. And it was a lot of fun. It was kind of funny because I was like the only person from Massachusetts who was like zooming in. So it was like 12 o'clock my time, and then everyone else was zooming in from California. It was like 9 in the morning. So
what was this thing in California?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I met some really talented kids there. They definitely have like a huge future in like as artists, probably more than I do, but I was able for our final project, we had to design 3 creatures. That was what our teacher considered the deliverables. So like 3 creatures with all these different like poses and just kind of like features, and and you have to like, and it took a while. Like I probably spent like a whole week like working on it because I wanted it to be so good, and there was a lot of challenging poses. But thankfully, by the end of it, that project, I got an A, which I was really
Oh
happy
my
about.
God! Congratulations!
Yeah, pretty cool. And then I'd say like around February of this year, I started working with a local art teacher from Dover, and she's kind of been teaching me about art and how to become like a better artist and stuff. And I've picked up a couple of skills, and yeah, it's been really good. So like with both those programs, I'd say I've definitely like grown as an artist and gained a greater appreciation for making art, I guess.
So you were talking about you're taking 2 art classes. You're going to be going into it as a senior, right?
Right. Yeah.
So would you say so? Have you looked at colleges yet?
Yes, I am in the middle of a very lengthy and kind of stressful application process. But it's worth it, like it's worth it to work hard. So then you get into the school of your dreams, and then the rest of senior year is like a cakewalk. So
I'm terrified. Like today is my birthday, as you mentioned before we started with this, and the fact that I am 16, don't like that. I don't like the idea of growing up. And I'm terrified about colleges and everything. So
yeah.
regarding your search, did you have like parameters that you wanted to go by? Like, how did you go about looking for colleges?
Yeah, so I'd say first of all, it would have to be a school that would have some type of art or artistic major. So that would include anything from like graphic design to illustration to like ceramics or something like that. Also another requirement, I'd say out of 8 of the 9 colleges I'm applying to, I really wanted to do a minor in psychology because it's something that really interests me, and I've been told that I may be a good therapist, and it's just something that interests me. So I'm also trying to get a minor into that. But I'd say in general, when I first started out, it was like it has to be in California and it has to be an art school. So that kind of narrowed my options down significantly.
Why California?
I just found it to be such a creative hub and such a place with so many talented and genius people there that I just kind of wanted to like immerse myself like in that world. And also not to mention that LA is like the like county or like I guess area where like recruits the most amount of people, like most like employment or like
okay.
Yeah.
And people are looking for employment, so.
Oh yeah, totally. Like if you can, it's all about like getting the right gig and knowing the right people and social connections. And I guess another thing that helped is because my older brother is in college right now. I've been told I'm put already at an automatic advantage because he's gone through the process. So I'll know what to expect. So I'm even applying to some of the same schools that he did. So yeah.
I'm sort of the child trailblazer for my family right now. So that's why I'm talking to everyone here. I can get a sense.
Yeah, no, totally. Like you got to talk to as many people as possible. Like if there's any program that like interests you, like I found when I talk to students that are at the college and they tell me like what their experience is as their major or like what they've done in college, it's it's the most helpful thing because it's really, you can't trade experience for anything.
Right.
Experience is like a paycheck, and if you can get like a taste of that from someone that like you're talking to from like SCAD or Chapman, those are some colleges I'm applying to, then you're going to have a solid foundation of like what you want to do or what you might not want to do in college.
Do you have like a dream job that you're like going for?
At the moment, it's very complicated. Because I love doing art. I love researching mythology, and I'm obsessed with like so many like different things creatively speaking, like, and I write lyrics and like I do a lot of different things creatively. So it's like, how do you combine that into one job? And I think really for me, if I were to like boil it all down, I'd say is like be an artist. I guess that's what I would consider myself. And the thing that I thought for a long time is that if you were an artist, you only had to be good at like one thing. But that's not true at all. You can be good at so many different things to be a truly talented artist. So for a long time, I felt like, oh, I'm not going to be successful if I'm doing all these different things, And it's like, yeah, maybe there are some artists that are like honed in on like one specific craft. But as an artist and like trying to be like successful, like in that realm, you're kind of going to want to know a lot of different things.
Right.
So having a lot of different strengths is okay.
So when you say artist is a very broad topic.
Exactly.
So are you looking for like a artist or like a music artist?
It's kind of hard to describe because it's like I enjoy songwriting. I enjoy like performing and like dancing and like playing my instruments and stuff. So I like that side. But I also feel like that with my like I have a lot of like ideas of like visually that would be like interesting to execute,
right,
and just draw or whatever. So like I feel like it's a bit of both, and it's just trying to I don't know. It's still pretty up in the air, but I would say like if you were to ask me right now, it's like being like a concept artist or like coming up with ideas for like movies or like whatever. So like at the college my brother's at right now is Chapman University, and I'm applying. He's doing film production there, and I'm going to apply it for creative producing, which the great thing about that major is that the creative endeavors, it can be the creative sorry, I can't talk. The creative endeavors that like you want to pursue, you can do like whatever. It's pretty like free game and open ended. So like if you want to make a music video, you can do it. So like your senior thesis or your senior project is like you basically have to pitch an idea for like a creative project. So like it could be a music video, it could be a movie, it could be like a video game, it could be whatever. But you have to pitch it, and you have to have like a pitch deck, which is like all the documents or like necessary items you would need to like show your idea. So like concept art, actors, how much would it cost financially, budget. And I was talking to my friend Tyler, who just graduated from creative producing at Chapman, and he said that one of the worst things is that when the seniors left that class, the projects that they were doing were like insane, like kind of big Hollywood blockbuster projects that would not be doable on like a college student or film student like scale. So yeah, I would probably, I don't know. That's just kind of what I would like to do, I guess.
So you mentioned we're on this whole endeavor about filmmaking and about creative directing and all that stuff. So you on Instagram, you do stories where there'll be like a movie and you'll like give it like an out of 10 and you'll why it's good or bad.
I'll do like mini reviews.
So what do you have like a metric in your head that you judge movies by, just like mentally, like this was bad for this amount of reasons?
Well, I have this like little sticky note that I wrote in my room because I saw like one YouTuber, he did like a 10 is like a masterpiece, but like a 0 is like a dumpster fire. And I kind of think about it like that, and like somewhere in the middle, it's like all right or pretty good.
All right.
But I don't know. Quality for movies can be weird because you can have like a really bad movie that's like it's so bad it's like you kind of enjoy like how bad it is. But there can be movies that are like so good that it just is like it's like this is like too much for me or whatever. Like I don't know. It's weird. But
What you just
recently,
described is basically Legally Blonde. It's so bad. I'm gonna get like killed for that, but it's so bad. It's really funny. I
yeah,
found
no,
that
exactly.
movie
There are some of my favorite movies are movies where it's like they're so bad it's good.
right.
So like recently I did a review on Instagram of the Suicide Squad movie that came out a couple days ago, and
Yeah.
it was insane. It was like one of the craziest, weirdest, funniest movies I'd ever seen. And I gave it a 9 out of 10. I probably would have given it a 10 out of 10, but I felt that there were some things that held it back from being like a true masterpiece. I think some things that kind of took me out of the movie was like I'm trying to think. I'd say I guess I'll say with the good stuff first. I think one thing I really did like about it was like the characters,
Mhm.
because I don't know if you follow like DC at all, but like the 2016 Suicide Squad was like terrible, and it basically is like a Frankenstein of a movie. Like they cut out a ton of like important scenes from the movie. They edited it down, and it just doesn't really make sense like the movie that was released. It was kind of like with Justice League, where it was like you only saw like part of the movie and not the whole thing.
Mhm.
So that's why it's like it was really nice to see like the director James Gunn like just go out and like make the movie that he was given. It's called, usually movies like that are called blank check movies, where it's just like the studio will just let the director do whatever they want.
I like James Gunn because he did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which were fantastic.
Right. Yeah, he did those, but he also, after he did both Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2, he did a movie called Brightburn, which was like kind of what if it was kind of like it wasn't Superman, but it was like what if like kid who has the powers of Superman is actually evil. So it was like kind of like that. And I didn't see it, but I heard really good things about it. And a lot of his movies, like before he did Guardians, were like really weird and kind of out there. So a lot of people are calling this like the Suicide Squad like very like refreshing, because it's just so different from DC's
Right.
movies, and they've been a lot because they haven't been like the best in the past 10 years, but they've gotten better, but like they're still not great. But like this, I would say this is probably one of the best DC movies I've ever seen. So
I'm a very big Marvel guy. I love
same.
Marvel.
So
I
this kind of
think
caught me off guard.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I really in the future need to do a feature with you because 15 minutes is too short of an interview, and I'm losing my voice actually.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But we do have a game, and I feel so terrible for like just abruptly ending.
No, no, no. It's all good.
I have my birthday dinner to get to.
Totally.
It's gonna be delicious chicken wings. I very much love chicken wings. So okay, I gotta figure out how to do this correctly. I'm not good at technology, so we're gonna see how this goes.
Is it on like the other? There's two Nicholas Sadowski, so is the other one for the?
So yeah, so the way this works is that I have the screen up here, and I have a screen down here, which I can view you on here as well, and I can also do different things. But I don't. Oh, okay. Let's see. Share. No, I'm getting there. Hold on. Aha. Got it. Maybe. There you go. Okay. So this game is called What Is It? Basically what it is, I'm showing you part of a picture or a thing, and you have to guess what the full object or picture is. So this is I think there are 4 or 5, I can't actually remember, but this is part of an image.
Okay. It's a movie poster, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Please feel free to think out loud too.
Is it Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
No, but it's not. You're not far off. I'll give you one more. Actually, you get 3 tries, so that's your first.
Okay. Okay. Infinity War?
I'm not sure if it's that or. I actually don't remember if it's that. It's this. whichever this one is.
It is Infinity War.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was that or Endgame.
Yeah.
All right, and actually, I chose them, so I should know.
Yeah.
But the next one here. So this is impossible to get the way I framed this.
Oh my God.
Good luck, Ben.
That like, oh my God.
You get you get 2 hints. You get 2 hints.
Okay.
But one of the hints you cannot ask me what is it because I would give it away.
Okay. What genre movie is this?
It's not a movie.
Wait a minute. Is that? No, wait, no, that can't be it.
What are you thinking?
I was gonna say it looked like Bad Cop from the Lego Movie, but it's not.
It's not part of a movie.
Okay.
So don't think of film. It's an art piece.
Okay. Oh, it's an art piece.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
The
I do not.
The person who painted it was Italian.
Oh, is it the Mona Lisa? I don't know.
Yes. The most
wow.
impossible section of that art piece is what I chose.
Yeah. No, I couldn't even tell that was her hand. Oh my God.
Nice. All right.
You got me. Oh,
you should get this.
Pikachu.
Yeah. You love Pokemon, and I had to throw it in there.
Thank you.
This
wait.
This is something in real life.
Yeah, I feel like.
Oh, whoops.
Is it Disney World? I don't know.
What? Yeah. Well, yes, but what part of it?
Is it Epcot Center?
Yes.
Oh my God!
I can't believe you got that. I'm like, no one's gonna be able to tell what this is.
I don't know. There's something about like the palm tree and then like the overarching thing. I don't even see like the patterns on like the actual like Epcot sphere or whatever. But like, wow, I'm surprised I got that one. I mean, I just knew that you were in like Florida or like Disney World. So.
And for those who haven't been there in a while, in October, it's their 50th. So.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
But wow, that's very good, very good. I think that's it.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, I thought that no one was going to be able to get that. I'm like,
really?
No one's going to be able to understand what this is.
I don't know. I just took a random guess. I was like, oh, Epcot Center? I don't know. Because you were like posting on your Instagram, like all like where you went. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it's something like Disney World related since it was just there. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I have to hand it to you.
That was the Mona Lisa one like really tripped me up.
I chose the worst position for the camera shot.
You really did.
Just like the black. It was just black with a little bit of handrail. It was.
Yeah. No. Very nice.
I mean, if I never said the guy was Italian, no one would have been able to guess what that was.
No, that's too on the nose. If you said he was like an inventor, or like inventor but also an artist, then I would be like, oh, it's Da Vinci. Oh, it's Mona Lisa.
Right.
Well,
I think that's a good place to leave it. So Ben, thank you so much for finding the time.
Of course.
I promised 20 minutes. We've been here half an hour, so I apologize for going a little bit over. But
no worries.
It's been a pleasure. As your hair has grown longer too. It looks nice. Actually. It looks nice like that. Just gonna.
Yeah, no. I prefer this way better.
Yeah. But yeah. So good luck with your college search and with your art and music and all that stuff. And I'm very excited to see one day in the future going to the movie theaters and seeing directed by Benjamin Gaynor.
Yeah.
So, well, have a wonderful rest of your summer, a great senior year, and hopefully I'll get to talk to you again next summer.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Ben.
All right, see ya. Bye.
So that was my wonderful interview with Ben Gaynor. We went a little. I'm sorry, I'm playing with my button on my suit. It's usually not buttoned. It's just this shirt is not a button-down shirt, so I'm messing with it. But yeah, so that was my interview with Ben Gaynor, and it was absolutely amazing. Love him, and it's just I do very much wish him well. I was in a show called The Watchers with him. Fortunately, it sort of ran its course, but it was an amazing experience, and just seeing Ben think and like work out how all stuff goes. It's really interesting. So, and if you're wondering, this is different than the shirt earlier, if you couldn't tell. My interview with Julia Thompson was filmed weeks ago. I went on vacation and I came back, and today's my birthday. I really like this shirt, didn't want to change, so I just put a suit over it, and I think it looks nice, honestly. But the fact that it's not a button down, I feel like I had to button the suit, and now I'm messing with all the buttons. So if you keep seeing me doing this, it's because there's two buttons. So yeah, this is episode 6, I believe. It is way behind schedule. I'm actually filming this after it should have been released, but I'm behind on 3 episodes, so this gonna come out randomly. But soon the final Bossy episode's coming out, and then on September 5th, I'm pretty sure September 5th, we have the season finale of Daybreak coming out. It's been a pleasure to do all this stuff. I filmed one part of it so far. I've still got TJ Bonica left to do. That'll be an in-person interview here. So he'll be like over here, I'll be here, and it'll be so much fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching Daybreak. It's been a pleasure as always. And I'll keep you guys updated on what's happening with Daybreak 2022 or season 7. I think I call it Daybreak 3. The reason why is because it's the 3rd iteration. So if you want to go and look up what we've done so far on the website, there's a whole new tab called Daybreak 3 season 7, and there's a whole like document there that has like what's changing and things. So yeah, there's going to be a whole new camera setup. It's all going to be in person unless the person doesn't live in Norwell or Weymouth or somewhere around here. So it should be very interesting. But again, thank you guys so much for watching Daybreak, and I'll catch you next time. I'll try to catch you next time at 10 a.m. I'm behind a lot, but we'll see. So I'll see you guys next time at Daybreak. And I keep doing this. I had a notification pop up that blocked the end button. So I'm bad with technology. No one should trust me with it. So I'll see you guys next time at Daybreak. I've said this 10 times. And goodbye.